in the in '99. But
Yeah.
the bottom line is, which if you carefully analyze. I mean, I'm an air accident investigator. My job is to find out the source of fire and how the fire spread, etc. I'm trained for it. So that, as a professional outlook, let me give you this, that this is one rocket cannot bring down or do such a damage. There is no way. Can a JDAM do it? I don't think so. Can a fuel air explosive do it? A, I don't think so. B, I don't think fuel air explosive has been used, because FAE burns up and sucks all the oxygen in the atmosphere, and people die of asphyxiation and not of the fire. So this, there is no doubt. I mean, when you see that image which you just put out, the sources of fire in Barkha is about 7 to 8. So 7 to 8 source of fire. I mean, as they say in Hindi, जिसने भी अगर चूल्हा जलाया है, उसको पता है कि आग कहाँ से निकलता है. Wherever, I mean, if you have lit some campfire sometimes in your life, you know what the sources of fire I'm talking about. So 7 to 8 sources of fire, as you can see the thermal image. So which means the fire source has existed in the hospital. Who put it over there? God only knows. Why did they put it over there? Once again, God only knows. How the fire started is not important. What is important is why, in the first place, something as dangerous as this was hid.
Can I interrupt? Can I interrupt you to understand? In your professional opinion, this is not a single rocket. We're not arguing about where the rocket came from. Did it come from Israel? Did it come from the Islamic Jihad and missed its target? You are actually suggesting, or you believe, in your professional estimation, that this fire started on the ground. Am I hearing you right? Can we update our banners, please? We need this highlighted, what Dr. Augustine is saying, that you actually believe that this fire started on the ground from within the hospital or near the hospital. Within the hospital or near the hospital? Please elaborate.
Within the hospital is my understanding of the images that I saw. I saw plenty of them. Some of them were old, but all the verified images suggest to me that the fire has started in the hospital, and it sustained within there's a source of fire which is within the hospital. So that is what is really, I'm perplexed about, and how did that kind of thing end up over there. And like I say, I mean, people are suggesting FAE. Barkha, I can give it to you in writing. FAE is not the source of fire. The fuel or explosive is not the source of fire. JDAM is not the source of fire.
Can you explain what is an FAE and a JDAM to an audience that is not from the Air Force, please?
FAE is a fuel or explosive, an explosive which has some kind of a fuel in it, normally not petrol. It is a gooey thing, like a napalm or something. When it comes and explodes, it uses the atmospheric oxygen to burn, and it burns everything and anything, and it melts everything and anything. It's like that. If you remember 9/11, how the Twin Towers came down, it didn't come down because aeroplane went and stuck it. It came down because the fuel burnt, and on the a box-shaped column gave way finally because of the melting of those rods. So something similar happens in an FAE. FAE burns you up, but the biggest damage that an FAE does is when it is burning at the time of its instantaneous combustion. It sucks in all the oxygen, and the people die of their lungs coming out of their mouths. It is that bad a weapon, and which is why it is a banned weapon. And I'm sure, as responsible armed forces as Israel, they would not use such a weapon. So,
but then the IDF has not said. They have continued to argue, Group Captain, that a rocket has missed its target. You don't think it's any rocket? Not the Islamic Jihad rocket, not the Israeli rocket. Am I understanding you accurately? I want to be very careful here.
Absolutely. I'm also being extremely careful and politically and, technically right. If I'll take you back, Barkha, to that 5,000 rockets which were fired in 2022, 650 misfired. We also saw a couple of days ago how Hamas was making the rocket by pulling out the pipes from somewhere and putting in explosives. And also want to tell the viewers as well as you, Barkha and Doctor, that a weapon has to pass through a lot of tests before it is carried on an aeroplane. There is something called insensitivity of a weapon, insensitive munition. Munition is supposed to be insensitive to a lot of abuse that it will go through during the flight, during the handling, etc. So the weapon is supposed to, explode only when it is supposed to explode. Whereas when you make a weapon like Hamas does, which is a makeshift weapon, it does not go through any certification process. Therefore, it is bound to misfire like it did on many occasions, including probably yesterday. Only the detailed enquiry will tell us. But again, coming back to the question that you asked, I mean, to what end? Because both are Abrahamic religion. All three, in fact, are Abrahamic religion, and their forefathers are common.
Yeah.
Ibrahim or Abraham, whatever you want to call them. And how
Yeah.
can they be at each other's throat? Al-Aqsa mosque issue, when it was brewing, I was following this up for a long time. Things really spiraled out of control over there. Somehow it got, probably contained.
Yeah.
Was it
It's
also the start? I really don't know.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's a very